On Sunday night, October 8, 2017, the deadliest fires in California history began in Napa and Sonoma County. These fires would burn uncontrolled for several days, taking at least 40 lives and destroying over 6,000 residences and businesses. Over 200,000 acres in 3 northern counties have been burned, and an estimated 90,000 people have been evacuated. Many have fled west to the safety of the ocean. On Focus Productions will now look at the 5 days that I spent in Bodega Bay. I became an evacuee on the afternoon of October 11th, deciding to leave Healdsburg, where the pocket fire was threatening to blow in from the north. I was fortunate to have a small camper that would become my home. On the first night, I pulled into a turnout on a cliff overlooking the ocean. These turnouts were now open to the public. I'm now at a place called Duran Park. It's a state park. It's hard to imagine that in this beautiful place, all this quiet air and kids playing, that an hour and a half away in the opposite direction, a horrible disaster is taking place. Sky is clear, everything's calm, peaceful.
Patrick O'Gorman. I was a volunteer fireman for 20 years. It was all about saving lives. In the old days, they would have been fighting the fire from day one. For the first 3 days, they tried to save lives.
So we're actually, Waves of Compassion started working here along with CERT, which is a community emergency response team that we've been training for disasters for the past 15 years. We've been training for an earthquake. We have not been training for a disaster where folks are coming into Bodega Bay for shelter and food. We expected to take care of our community during a disaster. So Waves of Compassion was started as a food pantry a few months ago and is funding the monies to start and kickstart these 3 shelters. And then the groups that have been working side by side are CERT, Community Emergency Response Team, and our restaurants like Ginocchio's Kitchen was the first shelter that opened here, and then we got this opened. We began feeding people who had been on the streets at 2 a.m. in the morning fleeing the fires and sleeping on the beach.
Hey there, how are you doing?
We have somebody who's been evacuee and he's been living off of just fish, and he wanted to know if we have any greens here.
We have wonderful salads.
So that's what he's looking for. And if we have any other food that we can share with him, answering a few questions about what you ladies have been doing all day today.
Okay, washing dishes?
So this is part of our Waves of Compassion that I was telling you, that is put the food out, the money out for kickstarting the effort. So
I've got a large bowl here.
Have you been busy today?
We have been so busy, and we're dealing with so many families with their stress and their loss. It's so sad. And so if we can help them feed their bellies with something that's nutritious and give them a smile of reassurance, that's what we are doing
to
here.
have something besides Pepsi and water.
Who else needs to know this?
Something really, good to drink. So that I approve that to come in. So when they arrive, I'm trying to get the word out.
Okay.
We've been truly blessed here. This community has come together, and everything you see has been donated. Yeah. The sandpiper is full. It looks like Walmart. We are so blessed, and right now we're taking stuff to other people to bless them. So honestly, it's wood to keep people warm. Okay. Hand warmers. Okay. To put in their gloves at night. We got lots of gloves donated. Thankfully, we got 400 hand warmers donated. But as you know, there's 2 hands, and there's lots of people, and hand warmers only work a couple hours. So that would be great. Every other need has been met.
Okay.
Gratefully. We have 10 strollers on their way.
Okay.
Parents need to be able to get the baby off of this so they can eat. If it's sleeping, if they need to just relax, if they need to breathe without holding the baby, then that's what we're going to do.
Awesome.
So,
And do you need any more volunteer?
I always need volunteers.
Okay.
We have an overwhelming response from the community here, and then also from the other night at 12:30, I had a convoy of 9 trucks that were driven by folks from Sacramento who were millennials and wanted to do something, so they went shopping and brought us every kind of supply we ever needed. And yesterday afternoon, I had a whole group of folks from a high school out in Windsor and Santa Rosa that came and brought 5 truckloads of stuff that they had gathered for Bodega Bay because they heard the folks out at Doran were in the winds yesterday at 32 miles an hour, gusting, freezing, shivering, and hungry. And so they wanted to do something. So overwhelming to the point where we have so much stuff that we need to share it.
It's like the strategy here is having strangers and everyone coming together and working together for the same cause. You know, I have this out of everything that's gone really bad here. The best thing that's come out of all this is that people are not keeping each other at distance. We're coming in as brothers and sisters and caring for each other. We're strong and we're going to get through this.
The Series Project, which in Sebastopol normally takes care of people who are sick, they have been feeding us about 600 meals per day to provide for all of our evacuees at the 3 shelters.
So this is the Doran Beach semi-shelter. People shelter themselves in their cars. Some of them are tent camping. But the wind out here is something. What is amazing is the first night there were 120 people here. Can you imagine 120 people staying out here? Wow.
Hi. My mom is right over there.
How many last night?
What do we say, 60 or more?
For last night? About 60.
Yeah, so the count went down.
Yeah. Pretty cold, and it was actually calmed down quite a bit, and then it came back up. But so we're fixing in about a couple hours, 3 hours to move some of the stuff to that tent area that we passed by. So
they have
take that. We have what did he have? Teddy bears for the kids, and it was a really nice young business owner, all just hyped up about it. So yeah, we had quite a few things coming last night. So we're just kind of trying to filter through what is effective for this weather and be prepared.
Well, you guys are really good at organizing. You ought to have a store.
No kidding. I was
Open
just
a
thinking to
store or
myself, I don't
something.
think I'd really want to ever have a store.
And blow your mind with Hail Mary lemon bites and perfect bars. Things like this. Raw snack food. That's cool. Only in California.
Yesterday when I was doing my breathing treatment, I noticed that I started to get a little shaky, but then it just like kicked right in. And by the time we got back here, and I was...
On the first day that we started, we were alerted to the fires in the morning when we woke up, and we wanted to do something about it. And we talked to Patty, our chairman of the CERT team, on the telephone, and we brainstormed about what to do. And I had an idea to contact the president of the Grange. My wife and I drove to their house. We picked up the key. I came and opened the doors of the Grange at about 7 a.m. And 7:30, the couple that gave me the key walked in the kitchen and said, "How can we help?" So there was 4 people with open doors by 8 a.m. and that was the beginning of what we started. Bodega Bay is a special place. The people here are different, and when they heard about the need that arose here, they just all jumped on board and hit the ground running. Okay, people supported from individuals to businesses. On the second day of our endeavor, at lunch we didn't have lunch, and it was 11 o'clock, and one of the local businesses came by and said, "What do you need?" And I said, "Man, Gary, I need lunch." He's like, "What are you talking about?" I said, "I need something to eat. Do you have cold cuts or bread?" And he goes, "I got it covered." And I'm like, "What do you mean you got it covered?" He said, "I got you covered. I'll be back in an hour." In an hour, he came back with 200 sandwiches made by his staff, made with his inventory, made with his bread and his salami, and we passed out those 200 sandwiches with chips and soda that he brought, and he totally accommodated lunch on the second day all by himself, a local business here in Bodega Bay. It's a special place.
There's so many fires. I called my buddy yesterday. There's so many fires in Calistoga. The one that burned my house down, they just got put out in Solano County over by the racetrack in Sonoma. And that's about 45, 50 miles away. And it went in every direction. Right now, just for me to get out of there, I had to get a hold of the CDF, CAL FIRE. They've already forgotten about me. I was way back over there. This is the stuff I had to get through. These are all fire. This is all fire, the red things. This is what I had to get through to get out, to find a place, to get here, to get air. I was ordered out. That I have post-traumatic stress syndrome and COPD from fighting fires. I can't even remember what day it is. What day is it?
It's Thursday, I think.
Thursday. I lost my house. It was in the middle of the night when we evacuated. I think it was a Saturday night. But I talked to a Bodega Bay fireman last night when I was getting dinner in the restaurant. I noticed he had a fireman's shirt over on him, so I went over and talked to him about, he couldn't talk to me. His voice was gone from the smoke, and it was snowing. "What's going on?" And he looked me right in the eye and he said, "There's no trucks right now. And we're just trying to save lives." And he ended up fighting a fire where I think my brother's house was lost on Ribley Road. And my brother John, who was on the USS Bigelow, just had brain surgery. He's in there with his son and he's trapped, but he's alive and his house didn't burn down. And he called me, said he was okay. And my other brother, Jim O'Gorman, is out here somewhere. Nobody knows, the family don't know where he is, but he's an ex-Marine. And so I know he's all right.
Okay.
Do you want some? Do you want some? Good to see you guys again. You're muy bonita. Beautiful. Gorgeous, beautiful children.
So, from what I've seen here and the people that have come here, these are humans that need to be treated with respect and not question about their immigration status. And this is America. It should never be happening here.
Back up and let you know, but until then, okay. Yeah, we can't. We have to limit Embercast. And, okay. I'm hoping that.
811 on Stack 15. Try switching over to Vector 6.
I got people talking.
So I think we probably have to inform them if they want to
811 you on TAC 14.
Lunch or dinner. They have to go to.
I'm up at Chancellor Ranch right now.
Great.
I'm gonna. Do you still have some evacuees here as well?
Yeah. Everybody that's here is evacuees.
Okay. Yeah, they're all evacuees.
We got at least 20 of the families that actually lost their house.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
we don't have a commercial operation right now.
No, I know, and care about you guys.
Okay.
You know, appreciate your time. We'll, if I hear anything, I'll let you know.
We'll
appreciate you guys doing what you're doing.
Yeah. Thank you.
on that. No question.
All right. Take care.
All right.
Hi, I'm Michael Lemmer, and we're here at Chancellor Ranch, just trying to provide as much as we can for any evacuees coming. All are welcome, and we will not turn anybody away. Even if you already have a place to stay and you just need supplies, you're more than welcome to come by. We're here to help everybody, and we're here to work as a community. So yeah, I'll show you around. How's it going, buddy? Thanks, sir. So we have multiple bathrooms on site, all amenities, towels, pretty much everything you need. So we got about 400 acres. We can house up to about 200 people at the moment. Capacity right now is probably about 50 people. So far we have glamping tents and we have teepees. All of those are taken and filled up at the moment. But we have plenty of tents for people to set up. We have tents coming in for donations. So if anybody has nothing and you are without a home, welcome to come and we will set you up. We have plenty of volunteer workers here to take care of everybody. Right now we're only taking evacuees. We're not accepting anybody who's trying to reserve. We canceled all reservations for this place just to house all the evacuees. And we have at least 20 families here that lost their house and lost everything that they own. So we're housing as much as we can. It's very heartbreaking. So far we've had 3 nights of community dinners for everybody to come together. Tonight we're going to be doing a mandatory meeting for every evacuee that's on site, just to collaborate and figure out what's our next step of operation, and just figure out what we can do to help each other. Got to meet with a lot of families that didn't, stood in front of their house and watched it burn. So it's definitely will go down in history as the worst devastation we've had down here.
Awesome.
Would you like to say anything?
Thank you, sir. Everybody stay strong out there. And if you're affected, please come out to the ranch and find shelter and supplies and community. And let's get through it.
Did you have camping gear?
I have some camping gear and clothes, and I have pretty much everything I need. Some food. I have food for him.
Plenty of food.
Yeah,
we're overflowing.
So they said they had a cot and stuff, but is that right? And they'll put it in a tent?
Yeah, let me grab some on for you in a second here.
Oh,
so that we're okay. So you're checking in?
Yeah.
Okay.
So does she need supplies? Because then I can go to the Grange and pick up what she needs.
What type of supplies?
So I just need IDs, and then it's just her.
Yeah,
just you. Okay, just need an ID, and then
an ID. I didn't have any of that, like his license and my ID.
Nothing.
I was
okay.
But I know all my numbers, and I know I can give you all.
Yeah, just your ID number. Yeah. Just give me a signature here.
Okay. And you supply the tent, is that right?
We do. We'll get you all set up. We'll have the boys set you up with a cot too, so you're up off the ground.
Perfect. And I have bedding and
perfect
clothing.
We have so much stuff.
Okay.
We have so much stuff for you.
I have dog
you could have
food.
came empty-handed and you're fine.
Oh, okay.
We have dog food galore.
Okay.
We have everything.
And I do horse rescue, so if you need any volunteers up towards a horse,
I'll shoot you over to Mercedes, who's the manager over at there, and she'll let you know if she might need help feeding, anything like that.
Grooming, I'll muck stalls, anything you need me to do.
Perfect. Great. Okay, honey, she needs a tent set up.
But I'm around, if
probably set you up right here.
even 20 minutes.
If that's okay.
Doesn't matter to me.
Okay.
I'm totally good with that.
I was gonna do some.
You grab the stuff you need, I'll go grab you a tent.
Okay.
Is it just you two?
Yeah, it's just us two. If I could stand up, that'd be great. If you guys just want to.
Okay, let's put it.
Oh yeah, please do. If they are on the hills or maybe. Okay.
I was bringing Mary to Chancellor Ranch. We were moving out people from Annalene to Findlay, and she didn't want to go back into Santa Rosa, and she felt like she needed to go somewhere that made her feel more safe. And so Chancellor Ranch is perfect for her. The dog has never seen the ocean, and it's good that it's clearer here. She loves horses, so we're really grateful that Chancellor Ranch is open for her and available
San Francisco Burning Man decompression. There are a lot of folks involved with the Burning Man community who participate in relief efforts and humanitarian aid and nonprofit work. So there are a lot of people having conversations about how can we help. And it seems like what we need is some coordinated effort and led by people who do this type of stuff. So that's what we're going to go have conversations about today.
My house is close. My house is off of Sebastopol Road, actually over at Cook Middle School. I've actually been lucky enough because it's been a safe zone pretty much from the beginning, but the air quality is just terrible. You know, so I've been able to have to send my family. My wife has asthma, so I had to kind of evacuate them just for the health.
I just came here this morning. I've been hearing that Chancellor Ranch was doing a lot to help people, and it was near where I was staying. I self-evacuated out of Ukiah. I was never in danger, but just with fires all around, 7 miles away was that redwood sulfur fire. And my son is a fireman, and he called me from New Mexico and just said, "Mom, 7 miles is nothing. Go, 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 go." And so I did, and I'm here. I've been fine. I've been safe, staying with friends. Got everything I need in my car. But I had some friends from LA who really wanted me. They gave me some money. They sent me money to give away. And that's what I'm doing here this morning. And they didn't want to put it through a bureaucratic system. They wanted me to go directly to people who needed a smile. So I just had the blessing of being able to offer a little bit of money to somebody who lost everything. And it's so beautiful to the way that people are connecting.
So we're out here at the Chancellor Ranch, and my girlfriend and I are both volunteering from the Bay Area. We've done a lot of our own personal freelance donations, and it's just unbelievable how amazing everybody's coming together with this support. I mean, just a minute ago we had medical supplies, firewood, anything and everything. We have it here for any victims or evacuees. But basically we're just helping everybody find comfort and, you know, finding it as refuge. Come here, come say hi. Say hi, guys.
We got the kids here.
All the kids are out here, and, you know,
Staying
the thing is
healthy
we got to
and-
keep the fire off their mind, you know? So we're trying to keep them happy and keep them occupied. So we're just out here doing our best to get everybody comfortable. And we love volunteering, and, you know, we'd do anything and everything to, you know, make anybody feel at home. Once they hit the fire line, man, they just started digging lines, doing burn backs. They kind of taught the other firemen that aren't used to wildfires. I mean, you got your average fireman who knows how to fight a house fire, but
It's like my Uncle Danny, he's in San Francisco as a firefighter, and he was like, there's nothing I could do to
there's
help.
nothing. A lot of them don't know.
Like, so he's like feeding all the firemen right now, just bringing
Right. No, that's amazing that he's even doing that.
Just do 60 and we'll give you money.
Another mommy, you got one over.
Because he didn't bring his wallet.
Maybe just he knows what's up.
Richard? Hey, what's your PIN number?
What would you like to donate?
We're going to donate $60. We're just going to pay regular price.
Okay. Okay. We'll take it. Simona?
I am from Puerto Rico. Now I live in Sebastopol, California. And now, we came here to help people that are, that they have a need in English or Spanish. Spanish is our first language, my friend and I. And so we came up here to the ocean to see if there is any help needed. Also escaping from the smoke in the city that is super tough. It's amazing how contaminated is the air in the whole Sonoma County, basically. In Sebastopol Occidental, that I thought, is full of trees and beautiful, is full of smoke too. Yeah. Completely, I feel like I need to help here because, people, we are in need right now in Puerto Rico with the hurricanes. That hurricane was a hurricane that was, it was huge. It was never seen before, something like that. And I feel the need to help. And I will be there right now helping in Puerto Rico if we were there, but we're here to help too. So it will be fine if we can support our community here.
I didn't intend to do anything. My job was to come out and find out how many people were here.
and check in with the rangers. And when I got here and I asked the rangers what they needed, they said that they needed people moved from Cypress Day use up to Miwok. So Elsie and I went around and asked everyone to move, and Jean went around and helped us, and we got everyone to move up to Miwok, and then it just kind of snowballed and turned into a site.
Now it seems that
The first day it seemed like we primarily had Hispanics here, and a lot of them were not English speakers, so there was either one in their group that spoke English or none. So now primarily the people who are here are asthmatics or people who have COPD or people who had the resources to bring an RV out here. We're providing resources
such as
food and water and toiletries and baby supplies and warm clothes and hand warmers, tents, sleeping bags,
anything.
Pretty much anything they need. Beginning, we weren't organized. It was just kind of an accidental camp, and then all of a sudden once the decision was made that people weren't going to be asked to leave the park, then it just kind of all came together, and people really stepped up, and the mood of people relaxed too once they knew that they were secure and they weren't going to be asked to leave. And so many of them were just wanting to be safe, wanting to be by the water because they're running away from fire. And I mean, even animals run to water when there's a fire. So I think that helped with their mood so much, was just knowing that they were safe. Even if they had nothing else, they had a place to be safe, and the air was fresh, and they didn't care about the elements. They just wanted to be in a safe spot for the moment.
I'm fine. I entertain myself and I keep busy.
She does much more than entertain herself. She's been Amanda's right-hand man here for
She's
the last
been
6 days.
amazing, and
I keep her in line.
She does. She keeps me in line. But I of course already loved her and was partial to her because she was my daughter. But I have a whole new a whole new respect for her as a human too, because she was a rock star.
And I think the other part of the story that we have here is the community that's come together. The county parks to start with that have gone through the process of taking a revenue-generating park and turning it into not an official evacuation center, but they've been so compassionate to the people who have come out here and worked it out so that people do have a place to come. Places like Bodega Harbor, where we weren't able to get food deliveries to our restaurant, so the cooks went out, bought food, and made breakfast and lunch for us for several days here. And there's certainly other, I mean, I'm going to forget all of the people in the community that have helped, but we've had a huge outpouring of help, not only with donations, but also with labor and food and everything else. And that's made me feel good about Bodega Bay.
And even just campers that have been coming up and saying, we want to help. We're not evacuees. We're just here on vacation, but we want to do something to help. Can we help you do anything? Can we cook for you, or can we organize for you? I mean, a whole group of ladies this morning just came in and helped organize the tent. So, I mean, we've really seen wonderful people.
Yeah, and we just put the cat litter box in there, and the food, the water. Thank you. Thank you very much. And
glad to hear that, Suzo.
And now I just have to eat.
If they're from Dorn Beach, we take their name, what they need, and then I bring it with the food to you so that they come through you to get the supplies.
Perfect.
So I'll be here tomorrow with breakfast burritos.
Yeah, thank you. Dawn.
Francesca.
My
wife,
Lotus.
Hi,
Thanks, Thank you very much, ladies.
Yeah.
We really appreciate it.
Ooh, you're nice of you.
I'm having like some sort of long-term adrenaline reaction.
It all has.
So are most of these undocumented workers that are here?
No, not workers, but a lot of the campers seem.
Are they evacuees? So here's some more apples. Where are the evacuees?
They're kind of spread out. A lot of them are at the Dunes Beach as well.
Yeah.
And at the church still, but yeah, they're kind of spread out. Some are in trailers, some are down at Miwok, is where we were initially.
Oh, okay.
But then we
And then
put
they
up
come here for supplies?
Right, we were right in the center, but the very windy location.
And who
but
is this?
today.
On my second night, I was guided to a site in the marina where I watched as the sun receded in a somewhat smoky sky. As day 3 began, I awoke to a beautiful morning. I saw all the fishing boats, an important part of this community. I had a front row seat to the quaint charm of Bodega Bay. Besides volunteering to help others, Merlin also attended to his business. He's a boat captain and fisherman, and he took me in under his wing.
Did anybody come for breakfast?
Not yet. No one yet.
This is all for you, man.
My name's Josh. I'm the chef at Sonoma Cider in Healdsburg, and just trying to get all the extra food we're not getting out to people through our restaurant due to the closures to people that can use it, and just trying to help out where we can and feed everybody that's helping out.
And there's butter.
Cheese in it? Yes.
There you go. Is take that box, take it down there. Don't just leave it. You may want to go ahead and knock on car doors. You know, people are sleeping, and just hold a bag up. You know, like, would you like this?
Yeah. Where would be most useful? Which of the sites do you think? Should I head out to the ranch or down to the dunes?
You know,
or down
you've been to both, so I think I'm going to let you be the head.
Okay.
Okay, and I'll put you in charge of that.
Okay.
Until I see Denise. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, got the same jacket.
Well, are you here as a volunteer?
I'm just here dropping off stuff, dropping off supplies.
Yeah.
I brought a truckload of camping gear, sleeping bags, tents, cookware, stuff like that.
Where'd you get it?
We had a group of friends working with 1234 Go Records in Oakland. They brought a semi truck worth of load of supplies up to Santa Rosa, dropped them off at a friend's house, and we had a team out delivering all day. So this is my last trip of the night.
What originally started as an evacuation center has now become a village of resources. And this is due to the absolutely overwhelming support of the community, from food and toiletries and clothing and bedding and sleeping bags and anything that you could just imagine. So we're now in the grocery store section of our facility. You'll see we have paper goods, we have somebody dropping off some jackets, and then we'll come over this way where we've got all the clothing and many other things. I mean, people have even donated for your animals. So we've got dog food, cat food, which is a really important resource for individuals. And we've toiletries. You can even see off to the back. We had so much more. So many more things to come out and unpack, and we believe we're going to service about 200 people, from what I understand, through this agency.
At noon today, we will be taking volunteers. Okay. We don't need them right now. We're still organizing. But at noon, we're going to line them all up here, and we're going to do all the stuff that's in the sandpiper. We're going to move here.
Oh, there's even more supplies in the sandpiper.
Oh, it's completely full.
Oh,
Take
okay.
this times 50.
Okay.
And so we're going to transport everything into the Grange, and then people are going to be getting cards, vouchers, evacuees. We don't want homeless people.
Right, got it. I understand
Okay?
the difference.
So you ask them where they live, you know, where they came from, that sort of thing.
There's a lady who's gentle and kind, with wisdom tough to unwind. My love is with you through the ocean of our dreams.
And that's your house.
That's my house. That was my house.
And you guys have arrived at this shelter here?
Well, we had notice from a neighbor who said, get out, and the winds were 6 to 8 miles an hour, and we just had time literally to grab our pets and each other and out with our PJs.
And this was at what time?
1:30 a.m.
1:30 in the morning, Monday morning.
1:30 a.m. Monday morning.
And grabbed nothing. Really thought we'd be coming back, having no idea it would be desecrated.
But when we
area.
drove down the parkway, there was a vantage point where we could see the wall of flames coming up, so there was no hesitation at that point.
Yeah,
It was
we
the
knew it was
most
gonna
scary
be
thing I've ever seen.
So we knocked on doors for neighbors because everyone was asleep.
It was a wall of fire, probably about 2 miles long, kind of a meandering thing with flames very high. It was time to go once I saw that, no question.
What are you going to do now?
Rebuild.
Rebuild in time, but from the immediate, well, we went to Oakmont, and we had to leave from Oakmont. And so we're staying at my sister's rental here in Bodega Bay, and everyone's being so nice. And then
There's a house that was built directly behind us that didn't burn, and I think one of the reasons it didn't burn was it had some new construction standards that have been implemented since our house was built that possibly could have helped save it. It had fire sprinklers inside the house, but I think it also has some better protection on the sides of the house underneath the roof to not let the flames, the heat come inside the house and ignite it, which is how most houses burn.
It was so hot that it seemed like some of the neighborhoods completely combusted. I mean, the whole neighborhood's combusted. I've been on a lot of fires where the fire hops, you know, so you get a block where you have a few houses that go down and several standing. But this seems like it was so intensely hot that everything turned to dust. I mean, that's the feeling. So it's like 100% destruction in the places that got hit. So I've never really experienced anything like that. It looks like a nuclear holocaust. I mean, it's nuts. So yeah, pretty intense destruction zone. I came straight to this fire from the earthquake in Mexico City, which was its own thing. But you know, the hunt. I've been on a lot of other fires all over California for about a decade, and I watched what seemed like at the time, what was at the time the most destructive fire in California was, all of Southern California burned one year, and I was there for that, and it was still nothing compared to this. I thought that was the most incredible thing I'd seen to that point. This dwarfs that, totally dwarfs it. So, yeah, mind blowing.
With what's in front of me, and please don't ever see me cry, and I can let the sun slip away, and maybe we can still seize the day. Whoa, yes, whoa, yes, don't let me drift away.
Maybe it's
Oh, awesome. Sorry, I'm excited.
I am too
excited.
Yes.
Yes.
That might
Wow.
It's like Christmas.
It is like Christmas.
It is.
It's Christmas.
Okay, you gotta do something. Oh my god, cool vest. Yes. Okay, so that's the one layer, and then the next layer you have.
What size is this? It might be tight. Well, I have something on.
It's like donated from Marmot out of Runner Park.
Very nice.
Are you doing better?
I'm doing better.
We're doing better.
I know it hasn't
You guys are
changed for
wonderful.
you, but
We went and got a driver's license. I got my bank statement. I got a debit card. Everything's good. So I'm getting little by little picking up the pieces. But you guys have done wonderful. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
You're very welcome.
All right, so we'll come back with this if needed. Oh, we're being recorded. Hello. We'll do like an assessment of what the needs are. I'll take care of, and like we'll kind of take care of like any acute stuff. And how are you guys doing with staffing here? What are your needs in terms of? Sounds like you're are you here all the time? Are you doing shifts for medical staffing?
As day 3 was ending, I went back to Dorn Beach and helped keep an eye on the supply tents overnight. I woke up as John was preparing the coffee.
And tell me about your place.
Oh no, it's fine. It was just like this, the fire. It was just around us. It's like, and my in-laws, Sean's mom, who was born in that house. We don't know if they made it. They say they made it until we see it. I was like, no, because the fire is so close like behind in their barn.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know. It's like I told them this morning. I was like, oh, I don't know if that make it.
Oh.
But it was just, yeah. I saw the whole thing when it started. It's like crazy. Because it's like when you walked out of my house, you see just the mountain that at least speak like,
Yeah.
And it was like tiny, it was red, and I'm not kidding you, it was so historical. I'm like, is my eyes playing around with me? It's like, what's that red spot? And within the second, it got big, and I hear the pop, and then I see the Calistoga start too, and I'm like, what the hell's going on?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that was crazy. That was crazy.
So how long have you been here?
Tuesday morning, we just took off. Monday, I went to my work, and we're like I'm only 5 minutes away from work. It took me half an hour because there's no power. People are just crazy.
Yeah.
So Tuesday morning, he can't breathe because of the asthma. My son's nose is bleeding.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, you need to go. We need to just took off and just leave.
Yes.
Took all our dogs and go. No clothes, no water, nothing.
Yeah, just right.
Like we have the trailer, but we have no water, we have nothing, we have no food, so we have to come here. Thank God they have Amanda.
Yes.
I was able to get some clothes from her and some food until we were able to settle down here. And
we have some extra water.
Oh no, we took some. Once we settled down, like when you go camping, you're prepared. You have water, you have put tank in the, like everything. No time for that. We just go.
And those are your dogs?
Yep. And we have 2 more puppies in the trailer.
You do? So you have 5 dogs?
Yep, we do. Yep.
Oh, we have a dog, a lab. He's over there, Max. And then we have a cat, Maylee, and she's hiding everywhere. She won't come out of anything. And then we also have 3 birds. So we have 3 parakeets in this cage in the trailer, and our grandson who has asthma too. So we came here to get out of the smoke.
I never had
Sonoma.
Yeah, I never experienced like this. It's crazy. It's crazy. You have just take everything out, and like what you said, you don't know what to take. Like we just put all our pictures and frames in the big luggage.
Yes.
And we took off.
Yeah.
We just one big one, and then you say, you know what, no matter what happened, this is what we're gonna take, and then we just left.
Yeah.
So I went home, but when time to go, you just go.
Yeah.
Leave everything away, and who cares?
Wow, look who's here. Thank you so much.
Well, you guys are doing a great job, and thank you for everything.
Well, we're learning as we go.
You're setting up a Wi-Fi hotspot?
Yeah. Right now I'm trying to determine if I've got cellular to hook it up or if I need to hook up the satellite to it. Part of the reason.
And by setting this up here, what will be the result of setting up a hotspot here?
Well, we're thinking people want to stay in touch with their families. This lets 20 people at once connect over whatever channel I get out to be able to communicate to whomever they need to, text, voice, or whatever.
Yeah, I had 4. So if you want to set right up on the end here, we can move some things out of your way and get you set up right here if you want.
Oh, that'd be great.
Okay.
Yeah.
If that helps.
I'm getting a couple now.
Okay. All right.
Let me bring that one down. This is the first prototype that we constructed, and it is construction grade, as you can, I mean, commercial grade, as you can see. It connects via cellular or Wi-Fi or satellite or with a wired connection to be able to share Wi-Fi among 20 smart devices at once. So you can hook it up to a limited people who are limited in some fashion on the amount of bandwidth that you have. But anybody would like to come over now to use it, it's available.
Today is Sunday. I'm on my way with John to a small community church service, which is being held at a member's house, the custom here in Bodega Bay.
Specifically about prayers for all of those who face those final moments in fear. So just prayers of comfort and light for all of those who've lost loved ones.
Praise the morning, born of the moonlight, even saw play. Praiseworthy nation, praise every morning, God's recreation of the new day.
I was asked to go and try to convince some of the Latino people to come down from Portuguese Beach, where they were in cars and trying to camp there. And I tried 3 times because they're probably undocumented. They refused. They're afraid. And we're trying to say, apparently the code is it's a safe place. I didn't realize this, but that's in all the notices, meaning you're not going to be questioned.
There's ways that your life continues. It's like life continues, and yet you see how for so many people their whole world's just been turned upside down. It feels like we're in this time of waiting for the fires to be put out, so then we can assess the damage and then begin to take the steps that need to be taken.
A multitude of organizations of compassionately giving a hoot in Sonoma County alone. It's amazing.
One of the stories that I heard at Bodega Bay was from a couple that he didn't talk at all. She talked, the lady talked, and she said that her daughter lived next door to her, and she woke her up in the morning and told her mom that she had to go, and her mom just immediately got a suitcase and started packing, and she didn't have time for that. So the daughter physically pulled the mom out and saved her life. You just feel so helpless. You feel so helpless. And yet, on the brighter side, I've been down 2 or 3 times to the Grange to ask if I can help, and they said, no, we have plenty of volunteers, which is so cool. It's so cool that the community has really pulled together.
And so we are both silenced because of the devastation and silenced because of the beauty of the response and of the power of being compassionate and caring for one another.
In his hands, he's got the whole world in his hands. He's got a little bitty baby. In his hands, he's got the little bitty baby. In his hands, he's got the little bitty baby. In his hands, he's got the whole world in his hands. He's got you and me, brother. In his hands, he's got you and me, brother. In his hands, he's got you and me, brother. In his hands, he's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the whole wide world in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. Yes.
All right, go now in peace.
After the emotional church service, I headed back to Chancellor Ranch. Amazing. More people here to help. a convoy of cars and trucks filled with supplies ready to donate. Michael welcomed this incredible group of concerned, giving, and caring citizens. He accepted some of their offerings and sent them to other locations. Chancellor Ranch was also becoming overwhelmed with the huge amount of supplies that were mounting up. I took an opportunity to drive down the trails and see where some of the evacuees were camping, making Chancellor their temporary homes and obviously dealing with their thoughts and whatever plans they could conceive for the future. At least for the present, they were in a beautiful, safe, and comfortable location. And then it was back to the Grange.
I'm Jennifer. We've been displaced. It's crazy fire everywhere. We've lost everything, and we're in the same boat as everybody else. We're just trying to get by. We've got a campsite over here on the ocean. My husband works, but everything's gone, so we're starting from nothing. Just like, it's crazy. In Santa Rosa, Coffee Park District.
Everything was gone there.
Yeah, just everything. It looks like a war zone. A bomb went off.
You want a combo box or a regular?
Oh yeah, regular combo is fine.
Do you need anything for your dog?
We're okay. It's awfully scary. Yeah, please. Silverware? Oh, that'd be great.
I know I'm not mistaken by all the things misplaced. Been going on a while, going in and out of style. Or maybe we'll slow down, pick the pieces off the ground, and the powers that will be. Fight endlessly. Whoa, yeah.
What size do they say? 7.
Oh, what a silly boy to sing this song about us carrying on. When they say that that'll come true, they still carry us home.
Okay. On your foot, you know. That must hurt. Is that okay? Yeah, that works.
So I live in Occidental, and we haven't really been affected by the fires too much, but we know a lot of people who've lost their homes, lost everything, and you just want to help. You just want to do something to help. So I found an opportunity to volunteer here and just thought I could help out for the weekend.
As the day was coming to an end, I would head back to Dorn Beach for another night.
Bodega Coast Inn.
Filled up now?
Today we're down to 50% occupancy, all evacuees. The trend is right now it looks as though today, Sunday, was more or less decision day, getaway day. We have several elderly people who are either wheelchair bound or unable for one reason or another to make their way back to their homes or to even go see if their homes are available to them. So
so it's
we're
been a challenge.
we're doing our best to accommodate them and get them as much information as we can. The ripple effect is going to be felt obviously for years to come in certain venues, and the immediate effects, who knows? I don't know any of us are prepared or have experience in this sort of thing to know how it's going to evolve. So just so thankful for the Bodega Bay volunteers.
The community has come together so nicely.
Quickly, so quickly and so effectively. It's been amazing.
Yeah.
Actually amazing. that is who you are. Oh gosh.
Putting them on the couch,
You
and
know, you look
grown men like, you have a
you don't
spot
know
for
there's
us,
a
just
problem
put their head on the desk and start crying, and pure devastation, and people, old people and people with handicap, can't walk, can't move, and we're trying to get them in their beds, and people have been pretty cooperative, but it's a lot.
This started on Monday, Tuesday?
Yeah, the day the fire started was
Sunday night.
Sunday night at 2 o'clock in the morning it started for us. So Sunday rolled into Monday, Monday rolled into Tuesday,
7 days.
and you start losing track of what days it is because there's so much going on.
It's been
There was a family on West Side that was displaced, so I went over there. I gave them some wood that I had, and I went over today with a bag of stuff for them, and they were trying to regroup and figure out what to do as well. So.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you guys. It sounds like you have been just going.
It's been educational breakdown.
Yeah.
It's a just breakdown. A full-grown man crying in front of his children, sitting on, behind him, holding onto his leg. Those are sad moments. A day or two, the realization wipes over them, and they say, you know what, it was just stuff.
Yeah.
Or the uncertainty is always, no matter what the situation, I guess, is one of the hardest things. So once they find out and figure out where it is, whether it's good or bad,
precisely,
at least they have a decisive moment at that point in time.
Exactly.
And have a direction which to turn. So
yeah, it just gets to that point. I think
Same. You look west, you don't know there's a problem behind you.
I know.
You know.
I know. So
Totally. All the same team.
Spread that word.
All the same
So
team.
true.
Together, everybody achieves more. Let's go, team.
That's it. Go, go, go.
Day 5 would turn out to be my final day here. I woke up to an absolutely gorgeous morning. As dawn lit up the sky, I wondered if the colors were being brought on by the smoke. The park ranger was working with Amanda, and this morning everyone involved in this humanitarian program was attempting to adjust their procedures. Firefighting efforts had gained control over much of the wildfires. You could see that the end was near.
We're hopeful that since evacuations have stopped, for the most part. Well, yeah, I don't know of any new ones today. Do
Yeah, I don't.
Okay.
So part of our strategy was going to be, I was going to go check and see what are the evacuation areas that have been declared that people can't go back. I just went through the jetty and Miwok, and some people are gone. Like I have at least 1, 2 that are out that claim to be evacuees.
Okay.
So.
And I know 2 that are evacuees that went out to breakfast.
Yeah, so that may be part of it.
Okay. I feel like right now most of the people are eager to check out for themselves what's going on.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, all right, and I don't know any rules from the powers that be about what the exact plan is, but I'm excited that people are leaving because I think that's good news.
Yeah, absolutely.
The government authorities are trying to get people to go there because there's a lot more infrastructure there versus out here. So
I've already bought a 16-foot trailer. When I got out of the Army, I moved onto this land that was burnt off, nothing. I got a few trees left, and thanks to this saint of gardens, my wife's little garden is still there. So we plan on putting our 16-foot trailer there.
The love in the air is thicker than the smoke. Can you feel it?
Because we know this is just the beginning. This is just the stage of the immediate disaster. And we know that in the days and months and years ahead, we will need to continue to reach out, to support, to be compassionate people.
For the past 5 days, Bodega Bay has been my refuge. It has removed me from the actual fire. Like all of the evacuees and workers here, these fires have consumed our attention. They have shaped our emotions and dictated our actions. My house was spared and I was safe, but I was in the middle of it all. This part of history will never be forgotten. We have all lived it so intensely. I just met this guy over by the outhouses, actually, from where I'm staying. He's got a hell of a story. I'm gonna go tape him. Be prepared.
My name is Troy, and I've been traveling from Alaska to San Francisco. The fires actually, there were fires in Oregon. I went through walls of flame actually in Oregon, coming through Bend and into Sweet Home. I rode through fire there, and here recently, California has been set on fire, and luckily I've made it through a lot of the smoke. It was pretty brutal a couple of days, but I made it through that. I pray for all of those people. I hope that everyone, God willing, is going to be safe and you know, we don't lose any more lives over this.
Where are you heading?
I'm actually heading to Stanford University and on to Monterey, California to see my wife. After that, I'm having a brain surgery at Stanford University for essential tremors. So I've been traveling all of these miles on a bicycle. It's gotten me all this way. It's been good times, bad times, but I've seen it all. I've seen everything you can imagine. Yeah, somebody picked me up actually right outside of town here. We're in Bodega. I was on my way. He was sitting there in a chair overlooking the ocean. His wife's dealing with cancer at this moment, and he needed just some time by himself while the kids were with her. He's also looking at, you know, hopefully not losing his place in the fire. But he traveled out here today. I sat with the man for a while. As you can see behind me, he actually told me to spend $100 if you can on supplies. Right at the time that I needed it the most, God showed up. You know, it's miracles. I can't say enough about, you know, anyone that's even out there that'll ever listen to this or see this. Grab life. Do something with it. Accomplish something. Don't don't take for granted all those small little things that happen just in daily life that just arise. Sometimes they're bad, but the good, if you go in through the bad, the good always comes out in the end. It's karma. It works that way. You get what you put in. And what I'm getting back now, after working as a logger all of my life, 3rd generation logger from Alaska, what I put in right now and what I put in then has gained me all of these miles. And hopefully inspire people to do something in their life that no one else has done.
Fly away, I fly away in my mind. Pick myself up and dust myself off and start all over again. Pick myself up and dust myself off and start all over again. Sun, wondering where my meal's coming from. Working all day, not even piece of bread from the oven. When I try and I try and I try. I fly away, I fly away. I fly away in my mind. Pick myself up and dust myself off and start all over again. Pick myself up and dust myself off and start all over again. Sitting in the evening sun, watching the sailors passing by. Sitting there wondering and waiting for my time to fly. When I try and I try and I try. I fly away, fly away. I fly away in my mind. Pick myself up and dust myself off and start all over again. Pick myself up and dust myself off and start all over